Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we from group 5 will start our presentation with the article title Need Analysis on English Language Used in Tourism Industry, written by Nawamim Prachanan at Buriram Rajabat University, Thailand. This presentation is to fulfill the midterm assignment of the Hotel and Tourism subject by lecturer Ma'am Nurlaila Sopamena, SPD, MPD. The first presentation will be explained by Jawani Ladjamadia, the second presentation by Radhika Lestaluhu, and the third presentation by myself, Marisa Puteri Samsudin. Well, let's start with the first presentation, Jawani Ladjamadia.
Introduction. English language plays a very crucial role as the prominent tool for communication in the global community. English has become an international language and is widely used as a medium for understanding exciting ideas among people all over the world. Nowadays, the role of English is important for tourism industry as a means to communicate negative and execute transactions with tourists by tourism implies. Science tourism industry is one of the fastest growing business in Thailand. It plays an important role in the Thai economy. Due to its success in promoting tourism to increase the number of foreign tourists to Thailand, tourism needs to be further developed. As a result, the role of tourism industry in generation income and creating job could increase. To be good hosts, therefore, the people who are directly involved in tourism business should improve their English, especially in terms of the language used in the hospitality industry. Next, needs analysis. Pianapa states that needs analysis is the mean to identify what they learn, receive, and help to determine the ESP course they record. However, maybe the needs in different viewpoints which focus on the learn needs at the end of a language course and can be called the target situation analysis or TSA. This is the best new framework for the TSA type of needs analysis which concentrates on communicate on purpose, communication setting, the means of the communication, language skill and function and structure. Mickey divided the needs into two types. The former is academic needs where English is required for further academic study. For example, medical students requiring English in order to understand it lecture or read medical textbooks in English. The latter is job needs where English is required in order to perform a particular job, such as technicians require English in order to work on a project in which English is used. Next, methodology. The first participant. The participant of this study comprises 40 tourism employees who work in 5 international tour companies located in tourist attraction across Thailand. The second, instrument. Questionnaire with checklist, rating scale, and open-ended question. The third, data collection, pilot study, final administration, and reliability testing. And the last, data analysis, SPSS for acron-based alpha, like scale, mean and standard, deviation, frequency, and percentage. As shown in the table, most tourism employees rated all 4 skills as important. When considering each English skill needed, it was found that speaking is considered the most important for the work, followed by listening, reading, and writing, respectively.
Next, we have functions of English language used of tourism employees for their work. When the tourism employees were asked to choose 3 functions of English language skills that are mostly used in their work, the results reveal that as shown in the table. There are functions, frequency, and percent. First, general conversation is 6 frequency and 5.00%. Giving information is 40 frequency and 33.33%. And providing service is 27 frequency and 22.50%. Offering help is 23 frequency and 19.17%. And asking for cooperation is 15 frequency and 12.50%. Last is answering questions and solving problems, 9 frequency and 7.50%. As shown in the table, there are 3 most relevant functions of English language for tourism employees at the workplace where giving information with the frequency is 14 and 33.33%, and followed by providing service with the frequency is 27 and 22.50%, and offering help with the frequency is 23 and 17.17%, respectively. In contrast, the functions of general conversation was reported as the lowest functions being used. Next one is problem encountered by tourism employees at the workplace. This section presents the problems encountered by tourism employees when they escort the foreign tourists to visit the tourist attractions all over Thailand. The tourist employees were asked to choose only one serious problem faced the list provided. The results were illustrated in the table. The first table is listening problems encountered by tourism employees. There are 4 listening problems. The first one is foreign tourists speak too fast with the frequency is 9 and 22.50%. And then being unable to know the meaning of words with the frequency is 3 and 7.50%. And lacking a chance to listen to English with the frequency is 2 and 5.00%. And the last, being unable to understand foreign accents with the frequency is 26 and 65.00%. The table depicts the listening problems encountered by tourism employees in their work. It was found that being unable to understand foreign accents was rated as the most serious problems, with the frequency is 26 and 55%, while lacking a chance to listen to English was reported as the least serious problem. Next problem is speaking problems encountered by tourism employees. There are 4 speaking problems. The first one is being unable to pronounce words and expressions correctly, with the frequency is 2 and 5.00%. Using inappropriate words and expressions in speaking, with the frequency is 21 and 52.50%. And then lacking knowledge of grammar and structure, with the frequency is 12 and 30.00%. And the last, lacking confidence in speaking, with the frequency is 4 and 10.00%. The table demonstrates the speaking problems encountered by tourism employees in their work. It was found that using inappropriate words and expression in speaking was rated as the most serious problem, with the frequency is 21 and 52.50%, whereas being unable to pronounce words and expressions correctly was reported as the least serious problem, with the frequency is 2 and 5.00%. The next problem is reading problems encountered by tourism employees. There are 4 reading problems. The first is reading 2 long passages with the frequency is 7 and 17.50%. Second, reading unfamiliar passage with the frequency is 5 and 12.50%. Third, having inadequate vocabulary in reading with the frequency is 18 and 45.00%, and unable to understand the vocabulary with the frequency is 10 and 25.00%. As shown in the table, the tourism employees agreed that having an inadequate vocabulary in reading was the most serious problem, with the frequency is 18 and 45.00%, while reading unfamiliar passage was reported as the least serious problem, with the frequency is 5 and 12.50% in terms of reading skills.
Moving on the fourth table on writing problems encountered by tourism employees. So there are four writing problems encountered by tourism employees, namely number one, lacking grammar knowledge, number two, having inadequate vocabulary, number three, lacking opportunity to write, and number four, being unable to know how to write. Based on this table, it can be seen that the highest frequency is number one, lacking grammar knowledge with 40.00%, and the lowest frequency is number three, lacking opportunity to write with 12.50%. So the above table indicates that the tourism employees' most serious problem was lacking the grammar knowledge for writing, frequency 40.00%. On the other hand, lacking a chance the right was rated as the least serious problem, frequency 12.50%. Okay, next, go to the slide discussion. Number one, English language skill need of tourism employees for their work. Speaking is needed for tourism employees to function in the routine work. It is perhaps explained by the fact that speaking is important because they need to guide, escort, interact, or communicate with others, especially with the foreign tourists who visit the tourist attraction all over Thailand. Listening is rated as the second most used skill. This clearly explains that listening to the foreign tourists' inquiries is the most important because it is the key factor that leads tourism employers to understand the things that the foreign tourists will never and want when they ask for tourism information. With regard to reading skill, it is ranked as the third most used skill. This may be because tourism employers must look for and read the tourist information when foreign tourists ask for more in-depth information about the tourist attraction. Writing was viewed as the least important by tourist employers. This is perhaps explained by the fact that writing is only used when tourist employees prepare and outline the information that they give to the foreign tourists. Number two, the function of English language use of tourism employees in their work. With regard to the use of the main function, the tourism employees employed English for information, followed by providing services and offering help. This clearly explains that all three types of function are crucial and requires specific language used in the tourism industry. Often this happens when tourism employees. Number three, problems encountered by tourism employees in their work. Most Thai people rarely use English in their daily life. As a result, Thai people face problems when communicating with foreigners who speak English. Similarly, the tourism employees in Thailand face a major problem when they are in contact with foreign tourists. Their usual problems are using inappropriate words and expressions in speaking, being unable to understand foreign accents, having inadequate vocabulary in reading, and lacking grammar knowledge in writing. Next, for the conclusion. In conclusion, the study is carried out in order to provide an insight into the needs, function, and problem of English use among tourist employees who work in the international tour companies located in the tourist attraction across Thailand. It is happened to provide a baseline for obtaining a wider range of input into content, design, and implementation of an English program by involving such people as learner, teacher, course developers, and employees in the planning process. Need analysis is a part of the curriculum development and is basically required before a syllabus development for English language teaching. The findings from the study can be used as guidelines for developing and tourism English syllabus that could lead to the improvement of the employees. It is anticipated that the conclusion of the present investigation could be utilized by those who are responsible for policy and planning as well as the related organization in order to have a clearer understanding of English needs for tourism employees who plan to work in the international tour community in Thailand.